I remember it was New Year's Eve, 2022, going into 2023. I was all here alone, which I love. I remember going to my flat on New Year's Eve at like 10, maybe 11 o'clock to continue doing some work, just painting or something like that. And I remember just before I went to the flat, I made a video. And this is why I like listening to Casey Zander, because I hope none of you don't think that some of my ideas are coming from other people. A lot of my ideas are original ideas. And unfortunately, if it's not my original idea or let's say I'm saying it, I heard someone else say it's because we just think alike. So just before I went back to my flat on New Year's Eve at like 10 p.m. Remember, 2022 to 2023, not 2023 to 24, which was just last month. Yeah? I remember making a video saying that when times are good, work hard. Sorry, when times are hard, work hard. And when times are good, work even harder, because it's the calm before the storm. And this guy here is basically verifying what I'm saying. So I was saying, when times are hard, work hard. And when times are good, work even harder.
The first level to master is going to be mental stoicism. So, what this means is you are never moved off center. Now, this does not mean that you are some robot who doesn't feel emotion or doesn't express emotion, but what this means is you are far more in control of your mental state than your mental state is in control of you. And despite any negative thoughts that ever come through your brain, you are resilient enough and you're tough enough to handle it. And this is exactly what it means to be a truly masculine man. So I will give you numerous examples, okay? If you have a business or if you're leveling up in your career, okay, and you run into hard times, the only thing that should ever come into your brain or come into your mind is, I'll win and get through it because I said so. Okay, because God has a calling for me, because I know that if I step into that calling, I'm going to win, because I'm strong and I'm able when most people will crumble. This is the only thought that should ever come into your brain. So here's how you can do this and make this last on a day-to-day level. When it's easy, I tell myself I work. When it is easy, I work, okay? What I mean by that is when it gets easy is when you go hard. Okay, this is opposite for most people. When things get easy for them, they take a step back, and this is when they get completely crushed. So when it's easy, I work, and when it's hard,
In that video, I was talking about, when times are hard, work hard. And when times are good, work even harder. I was saying that I'm further ahead than most people, and I'm not slowing down. Furthermore, I'm picking up pace. You need to start living life with a sense of urgency. There's certain people right now, they just walk everywhere. Motherfucker, you are so behind, you need to start running everywhere. You need to run to the toilet, you need to run to work, you need to run to the kitchen, you need to run in your sleep. Some people are so far behind. And I even know, talking about sleep, I don't know how some of these people sleep at night, knowing that, electricity bills are going up, and so they ain't going to be able to afford it, or they got jack shit bare minimum in their fridge. They can't afford to heat their house and that. They're in a conundrum, heat or eat. Do they turn on the gas and have an empty belly, or do they have a full belly and sit in a freezing cold house? And these people are just chilling. And like, there's people who are literally dirt poor. Yeah, they're struggling for bills. They're dodging the bailiffs, and they're up to their neck in credit card debt. And they come home after work and want to watch a movie. Motherfucker, you should not switch off. Yeah, you should switch off at midnight. Furthermore, there's certain people so far behind. They need to start trying to come up with some ways to avoid sleeping. They need to work 24 hours around the clock. But yeah, I just don't get these people, man. And they wonder why they want to leave America. They want to leave the UK to go to America and other countries, and the UK is shit now. No, you're shit at life. The UK ain't shit. You're shit, blood. Because it doesn't matter how poor the country is that you're living in. If you are well off, then you don't feel broke. Yeah, life is not a struggle if you're well off. Like man like Andrew Tate, so big up man like Andrew Tate, top G, was saying that, like, yeah, Romania is poor and that, but there are people who are rich that live in Romania. When he goes to get his Bugatti service, there's a fucking line. So people have got money. It's just more people, and he said that I think Romania is the poorest country in Europe and that. Yeah, it is a poor country and there's a lot of poor people, but you know what? When you're at the top, it doesn't matter how broke the country is, as long as you can still use there's all the available amenities and that, you're good. Somalia is a poor country and that, but I tell you, if you're a rich person living in Somalia, yeah, you don't feel like life's a struggle and that. So you guys, if you're struggling right now, you need to just start working. I just fucking bought a property. Today is the 14th of January, yeah? I just bought a fucking new property. So I bought one in December of 22. I then bought another one in December of 23, which was last month. I haven't even let out the property. I'm still painting and doing renovation and that. And I'm thinking, and I've got the architect to come. The architect came to the house and was doing his little drawings, and I need to come back and take some proper measurements and that. I got the architect to come here. I'm thinking about converting this property, and I haven't even let out the other property. You know, when I bought my second buy-to-let flat, which was my third property in total. So when I bought my second buy-to-let flat, yeah, let's say it's number 1 John Street, yeah. Most people would have said, oh, all right, cool. You know, I've just bought this flat at number 1 John Street. I'm going to wait a few more years and then buy another property, see how it goes and that. No, straight away I was thinking about buying the next property. I then bought number 2 John Street, which is opposite number 1 John Street. And now I've got number 2 John Street. I'm thinking about converting this house completely into 2 separate flats. I'm not playing about, blood. Yeah, I don't fuck about in life, yeah? And I'm further ahead than most of you lot, and you lot are just chilling and relaxing. You lot are thinking about going on holiday and watching this movie and buying a Mercedes. Bruv, you don't need to get to fucking work, blood.
Work. So what's the balancing line between both of these? The balancing line between both of these is discipline. Okay, and it doesn't matter if you're building your body in the gym, it doesn't matter if you're building your mind, it doesn't matter if you're building your business, you have to stay disciplined regardless of how your mental state is. Today, I did not want to make this video. I really didn't. But I made it because I told myself I'm disciplined and I want to nourish my audience so that way they have literally the best material at all times that I can humanly come up with.
Discipline is doing the things that you don't want to do, but you still do them regardless. Tomorrow is running day. I don't want to go running, but I am going running because I said so.
So 99% of the world is weak, and you have to know this, and that's okay.
Not because I feel like going running, but because my mind told me you are going running. End of story.
Okay, because channels like this exist so that way more and more men can step into that 1% who can handle adversity. If you're a man where you've been mentally not strong or you've been mentally weak, it's time to accept that for what it is and step into it so that way you can actually be on a new level that you never were before. So in order to get through this, you have to realize bad things will happen to everybody. Every man on planet Earth will experience bad things, okay? Terrible things that could happen to you. And what that means is that if you operate with the mindset that this won't faze me no matter what, like seriously, like when I say it doesn't matter like where you come from. You could have a girlfriend or you could be single. You could be broke or you could be a millionaire. You could be happy or you could be sad. Your mental state is irrelevant. At times, bad things will happen to everybody. And if bad things happen to everybody, what you have to understand is that you need to be in a constant standpoint of strength. So the reason why this is so attractive to women is because there is now an element of self-control. And you're going to see as we go over all of these topics, what it really boils down to is a masculine form of self-control. If you can control oneself, that's going to be the highest form of masculinity because you are in control of each mental and emotional state that goes through your body. It is not in control of you. And that's what makes you a stoic, strong individual. You are not phased.
All right, man.